Well, Merlin, we're back again, and I'm bummed out by this news.
There's a podcast called Between Two Slabs. They consume mass media. It seems so sad. It's the great curator and Merlin. They can't grow pubes, so they gotta wear a merkin. They got no money, so I guess they gotta share. Just two nerds wishing they could grow body hair. Comics, cards, and toys, nothing that would interest you. It's the podcast that nobody listens to.
Oh my goodness, what's going on? This is a Between Two Slabs exclusive report. We normally don't do a show in the middle of a Wednesday, but here we are because this is news that's kind of related. Dan and I, as you know, we both love our wrestling. We collect our wrestling cards. We even showed off some of our wrestling cards last night on our live stream. So we thought it was vital that we do an exclusive right now at this very moment. Breaking news. Dan, tell us the rest, buddy.
Breaking news. Merlin, real quick here. Are you able to change the ticker at the bottom? Can you do that real quick?
What do you want, buddy?
Breaking news. Let's change it to breaking news. I just thought about that here. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
Our production's a little slow in this one. We're really trying to get out there first to talk about this. While Merlin,
go ahead and talk. Yeah.
The new ticker. So this is what has happened. If you guys follow us, if you're wrestling fans and you haven't heard yet, apparently WWE has terminated the licensing contract with Panini, and just like they did with the NFL, they're not technically allowed to release or make any more wrestling cards, which is a total bummer. I am so sad about this because I love Panini's products for wrestling cards. So this is breaking news, and we're here to talk about it. I forget. I think Darren Rovell broke this news, and then a Sports Card Investor shared it on his site, and this was probably an hour ago.
Oh, wow!
That's soon. And then I let Merlin know, and I said we got to talk about this right away, for sure here. So, initial thoughts, Merlin. Okay, I'm first of all, I'm shocked, okay, because this when it happened with basketball, or
football,
I wasn't necessarily shocked because I knew that they were trying to buy out the football license so that they could start making it sooner. So I wasn't
you knew that was going to happen sooner than later.
Yes, and I thought basketball would follow that, which it hasn't. Right?
But you were surprised that WWE went first before basketball.
Yes, because I made a video about how Panini has to kind of fight back a little bit against Fanatics and Topps, where they should focus on their current licenses that they do have so that they don't make them feel neglected or like a consolation prize. Mm-hmm. And I specifically mentioned WWE and UFC as part of that. And to hear that WWE has terminated the contract, and the reason for the termination, we don't know the details yet, but they said breach of contract, whatever that means, right? So that could be a number of things. That could be a number of things. Most likely, what I'm gonna presume here is that they leveraged Fanatics leveraged their relationship with WWE and said, get out of the contract. And WWE, with they're probably going to get a promise of something lucrative for them. They said, okay, let the lawyers look into it. The lawyers found some loophole, some term in the contract that was not fulfilled yet, and then they terminated based off of that. And now Panini's in the same position they are with the NFL licenses, where they're saying, okay, well, we'll take you to court and fight this, or we'll just give up and lay down for Fanatics, basically. So that's kind of what we know now. This is breaking news, so there's not a lot of details out there yet, but just the initial reaction is I'm really bummed out because I was just showing off my RIA logo,
your platinum cards,
logo
immaculate,
right? Let me see if I can get that in there.
The immaculate 1 of 1 platinum.
Yeah, I was just showing this off that I just got. I've had this. This is one of my best wrestling cards. I just picked up an immaculate triple auto.
Oh man, do you think that'll change the value of that card or not?
I think the values on specific cards will rise, and we'll talk about that too. Here's a
Yokozuna Black
that I just picked up. Here's my Bloodline booklet that I have here. So I love the Panini products. They took wrestling to another level, and
they brought it more to the mainstream collector.
Like they doubled the value of the wrestling market seemingly overnight when they released Prism 2022 compared to Topps Chrome 2021. Night and day difference in terms of the demand for wrestling cards. So I thought they were doing a great job, and they were rolling out products in a good schedule where they weren't flooding the market with like 40 different releases every year. You know, they had Prism, Select, then they did a lower tier Revolution, whatever else they did, Chronicles, and then they had their high-end stuff, which is impeccable and immaculate. And I was so looking forward to them building on that to get a flawless. I wanted a flawless product so bad that I was like chomping at the bit. I was just counting down the days when they made that announcement, and now we get this news, and we'll probably never see that. So that really sucks. I know there's people have a ton of questions, concerns about their redemptions and pre-orders and all that stuff. Right. So we'll get to that though. But what are your initial thoughts?
I mean, do you think it's also going to be the same as the football with NFL contract with the players, that they're going to cease production like right away, like suddenly, or they're going to let it, finish out the rest of the year? What? I mean,
so we don't have all the details here, but we can kind of piece things together and make some assumptions here. So the NFL, the National Football League is its own license. Then they have the NFL Players Association, which is their union, which Panini claims to have individual contracts with the players of that union, right?
Oh, as well. Okay.
WWE is different. They don't have a union. All their people there's no WWE Wrestlers Association. That's all crazy. Their names, they're not even the real names of the people that play those wrestling characters. All that belongs to WWE.
And believe it or not, they're not even part of the of SAG.
Yeah, so so none of that. So they might do a Leaf thing where they can use their image and use a different name, but they can't use like Rhea Ripley. They can't use Rhea Ripley. They can't use any of the images that WWE owns. So it's different. So they can't really claim that they have an individual contract with them. I'm just assuming, right? So this might be more this might be more immediate than the NFL situation because they don't have any other type of contracts, I'm assuming, right? So we got to worry about that. I do see a friend of the channel here, Yuri, who gave us a super chat sticker in Canadian dollars.
I see a blue star there, right?
Let me just highlight this real quick here. Yuri,
we got to live up to our promise.
Appreciate the support. We'll get to all the comments towards the end, but if you give us a super sticker, we're going to highlight it right away.
Yes.
So he says here, can you guys do your best? Can you smell what The Rock is cooking? Okay, you go ahead, Merlin. I think we should both do it. Okay, so you do it first.
Can you smell what The Rock is cooking?
Okay, I can beat that.
Okay,
ready?
You can.
Here we go. Can you smell what the curator is cooking?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
How about just do it like LA Knight style? Yeah.
I hate that ripoff. Even though I have an LA Knight.
Yuri, how about that?
Yeah. Man, I got the Loco Man card of him. I'm not a big fan of him. So hopefully
they should have a mic off now that they're both in the WWE.
I know, right? Oh my God. Can you imagine two worlds collide? They're going on a face-off, and then they're staring at each other like this, and then all of a sudden you hear the glass shatter and Stone Cold comes out. That would be amazing. But let's not talk about that. We're not talking about wrestling. No. We're talking about this situation here.
Yes.
So again, getting back to what I'm saying, I think
I guess the WWE could not smell what the WWE was cooking.
I think the effect here is going to be more immediate because they don't have a union or anything like that. I don't know what the release schedule is for WWE products. I don't know if you mentioned anything last time you mentioned that on the show, what's supposed to be coming out next. They just released Select, so we probably wouldn't.
Well, if it was like last year, then that means pretty much Impeccables next.
Is it Impeccables? Okay,
I think so. Yeah.
So, but we probably wouldn't have got that for at least another 3 months. I think.
Oh, you don't think so?
2 to 3 months, because that's how they've been spreading it out. So who knows if
and then Chronicles and then Immaculate.
So that really sucks. Okay, so if they don't release those products, let's just say that they got their hands tied and they can't release those products for the rest of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Topps is not going to come out with something that quick. I don't think that they necessarily have this ready to go. Like they're going to come out.
So you think it's going back to Topps?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, that's the case. Okay.
I think so. Or.
And do you think Fanatics is behind all this?
Of course it is.
Are they the man behind the curtain?
Of course. Why would WWE terminate the agreement if Fanatics wasn't asking them to do so? You know what I mean? So of course this is Fanatics asserting their leverage over the industry, which I don't know if that's good or bad. We'll talk about that in the next segment. But
let's
just look at the schedule real quick here. Let's look at the impact. Let's just say that they have to uphold this decision. Okay. So we don't get any WWE products from Panini for the rest of the year. We may not get any from Fanatics for the rest of the year, or even the I don't know, the next 2 years, because Fanatics, when I say Fanatics, I mean Topps.
Right.
Fanatics does the license was scheduled to revert back to Topps in 2026.
Oh wow,
okay?
That's soon.
So let's just say that is the soonest that we'll see that product. We're not going to get any wrestling products for WWE anytime soon, which I think is a huge blow to the collector community. It could be a great opportunity for Upper Deck with AEW. They could be the only game in town and people will be buying that stuff. But for us WWE marks like myself, we're not going to get anything. So that really sucks, dude. Mm-hmm. And like I was saying before, they were killing it with their Prism, the Select, the Immaculate. They were killing it with all these releases. So I mean, they just came out with the Kabooms in the Revolution set. I was so looking forward to buying the rare cards that I have been buying it, and I will continue to buy it. But I was so looking forward to, the Flawless or more Kabooms. Like we'll never get a gold Kaboom, a numbered Kaboom card, things like that. So it totally sucks. And then there is the concern about what happens with the redemptions, right? Mm-hmm. People have been asking me, people have been commenting on my Instagram, what's going to happen to my redemption that I sent in that's still pending. And
what do you have still pending?
No, I don't.
Oh, you got that one back.
Yeah, I got my Hulk Hogan auto. I had a Tommaso Ciampa one that came back. So I don't have any redemptions, and they were filled pretty quick, to be honest. I think this is, again, I have got no inside knowledge about this, but I'm just assuming that any redemptions that they have that need to be processed will be fulfilled. If they have them at their facilities and they just haven't processed them yet because they're on back order, or they're just backed up, I think those will be fulfilled. So depending on what it is, but there's really no way to know unless you call them. But the ones that they do have to go get the autos from the talent, I don't know if they're allowed to do that anymore. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Still chasing.
Yeah, I don't know if they're allowed to go fulfill those redemptions, which means that you're probably going to get something else. You're probably going to get whatever else they have, which is going to piss a lot of people off. You know what I mean? Because I know there's Roman Reigns redemptions out there that have not been fulfilled.
You're waiting for your Roman Reigns, and now you're going to get an Otis.
Yeah, right. I bet that would happen. You know what I mean? Something equivalent to that. So that's going to suck. And then here's the other thing, we won't get too deep into this, but some people have mentioned this in the comments. WWE just merged with UFC. They're a new company.
With Endeavor, right?
Called TKO. UFC is another license that Panini has. So could this be another domino effect where UFC is next? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Most likely. I can almost guarantee you that UFC will be next just because they are the same company now, you know? So
and now they also got rid of events too. So
yeah, so you know that's gonna suck for them. You know, I'm not a UFC collector, but I can see that happening. Okay, so now we talked about the immediate impact here. Let's talk about the overall impact of whether this is good or bad. I'll start on a micro level. Is it good or bad for you? Want to?
I was going to ask you something real quick too. I meant, this is processing. Do they have to go through all the legalities or a court date or anything before they can move on to say Topps and start producing new cards? So is that going to take?
Well, that's what I was just saying.
Delay everything, right?
We just talked about that. We're not going to get product for a while.
Yeah, because of that.
Yes, and you better believe Panini. They're pissed. This is personal now. This is no longer business. This is personal. Whoever owns Panini, whatever European organization that owns Panini, they want to kill Fanatics. They want to burn Fanatics down.
Well, they'll probably have a countersuit, won't they?
They're going to send everything. They're going to throw everything they have. They're going to spend all their money on fighting this, which they have to at this point. They
lawyers and everything.
They look like a bitch. They look like bitches. Fanatics is punching them around like the bully at the schoolyard, and it sucks for them. So they're going to be doing that. And you know what? When they do that, I bet you it's gonna impact their products. You know, they're going to be distracted. Their resources are going to be allocated towards that, and that's going to be a shame for whatever other licenses they have. I don't even know what they have.
Well, if you said, if UFC is tied now with WWE, then UFC is going to be next. Yeah.
So whatever it is, Panini's got some problems. Okay. But let's just talk about on a macro level, on a micro level, what's it do to wrestling collectors? Again, we're not going to have any products for a while. So that means that we're going to be, if you like to open product, you're going to have to go out and source whatever currently is out there. And there's a lot of product out there. I can guarantee you that people will try to capitalize on this, and you're going to see prices temporarily go up on sealed product. I would not be buying that stuff. Okay. I would not be buying any sealed product thinking that you're going to make money off of it, because it's been out there already. And most of the good cards have been pulled. So I wouldn't be doing any of that thinking that you're going to make money unless you just generally want to open it. Okay. So do yourself a favor. Don't fall for the hype and try to go out and buy stuff. Breakers will be buying a lot of this stuff because the ones that do wrestling breaks, they need product now. Otherwise they have to cut off that division of their business. But I don't feel sorry for breakers at all, to be honest. But they'll be buying. They're going to be buying on a product, man. That's what happened with the NFL Panini products. When NFL terminated their license, they bought the sealed products, and those prices went up.
They have,
yeah. Okay. So that's going to happen. For us collectors, we're still going to be trading on the secondary market, the single cards. I think some of the rare singles, the one-of-ones, will have a little bit more demand if people think that these cards will be classified as iconic cards. So like the Bloodline booklet, for example, I think people are going to realize that they'll never make anything like this again. They're going to try to get it. The logo cards, things like that.
How about like the Kabooms or the Color Blast?
There's a lot of them out there, to be honest. Okay. I don't really see those becoming the iconic cards, although I do love the Kabooms. I don't see those being the iconic cards, but certain cards will have a little spike in value, but I wouldn't say that all the cards are going to go up in value.
Or the one-on-ones, the black ones.
Yeah, I wouldn't say all the cards are going to go up in value for that. I'm sure people will try to start buying Topps Superfractors from previous years, thinking that those will go up and stuff like that. I wouldn't say that those would go up or anything like that. I just think the for the wrestling market, it's just going to be, it's going to be a little bit more starved, and it's going to be a little bit more competitive to get the singles that people want going forward. on a macro level, the big picture here. I mean, I think that this is a huge blow to Panini. I think Panini, like I said before, they're going to have to put all their effort into just getting revenge. This is not about like turning it around anymore and trying to compete with Fanatics. You cannot compete with them. You cannot compete with Fanatics at all. This is about revenge now. They got to go and they got to go down fighting, and they got to take as many Panini. I mean, they got to take as many Fanatics people with them as they can as the ship goes down, because they're pretty much done for at this point, unless they go out and they get another license for something that nobody cares about. Like if they go get, like, I don't know, video games or DC or something like that,
right?
Some alternative license that Panini can't take away from them. They're done. They're done. I can't even think about anything that they make, anything else that they're making. Right?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they had a divorce in the middle of the honeymoon.
Yeah, it was terrible because they really did a good job. I mean, like on these products, they hit it out of the park with the photos that they used. I mean, the quality control is whatever, but like the designs and the creativity,
the hype
around it, they really did a great job on this. So I am sad to see them lose this license, and I can only imagine what they would have done in the future. I was thinking that they would have like done relic, like the next version of Immaculate would have been like relics of like championship belts or something like that, right? That would be cut up. Can you imagine like a WWE logo of a championship belt or something like that? It would have been crazy. So, unfortunately, they'll never get that opportunity. Another thing on a macro level here is I think we got to start talking about Panini. I mean, start talking about Fanatics basically owning everything now.
Monopolizing
everything, which, I mean,
is that legal anymore?
It's legal in this industry. There's no regulations on it. There is the antitrust suit out there, and this is definitely going to give Panini lawyers something to talk about, a point to argue that they have another license now. But, I just feel like I love Topps. I think Topps makes some really great products, but Topps products for some of these other things have not shown the level of hype and premium secondary market value that Panini has on some of these things, right? Like we'll take, for example, wrestling. Topps flagship product for wrestling would be Topps Chrome. Topps Chrome does not compare to Panini Prism. It doesn't.
The only thing is, though, the autos are on card autos.
Let's hope so. Okay, let's hope
that they were.
Okay, let's hope they are going forward. Okay, but we know from 2021 Topps Chrome WWE versus 2022 Prism WWE, they're on different levels in terms of secondary value, right? Topps best product is Transcendent, unless they come out with a totally new thing. Their best product is Transcendent, which I love. I love Transcendent cards, but they don't compare to Immaculate.
Well, the patches and all those jumbo patches were beautiful, and they were very popular.
Yeah, and then if they ever got to Flawless, they would not compare with Flawless, to be honest, on some of these things. So, I just feel like either Topps, I hope that Topps can really step it up and at least maintain the level that WWE is at right now for the collector's base. But if they don't, and they kind of regress to where they were before, that's going to be a letdown for me, for sure. I believe so. So in that regard, I don't think it's good that Fanatics has the power to grab all these licenses. I like competition. I like these guys trying to one up each other. So that kind of sucks. But we'll see. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's see. We really haven't seen too many products come out. What they're doing with baseball is interesting. I think that baseball is very popular right now because of the changes that Fanatics started. So we'll see what happens there. We'll see what happens when they release basketball and how the Topps Chrome compares to Prism. That will be a good kind of case study to see what will happen with the WWE license. But we're just kind of in limbo right now, and I think that I don't know. I mean, I'm still processing this in my head, but I still think that it's kind of, personally, I think it's a loss for the wrestling community. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, especially with just the shows in general, with AEW and WWE and all the other independent platforms, all very doing well. I mean, wrestling is right now at its peak. WWE is at its peak, story-wise, merch, everything. So, I mean, this is the time to have the cards right now, because people are really into wrestling more than it was probably back in the 90s during the Attitude Era. I mean, they're filling up stadiums for every pay-per-view. Yeah. They're filling up stadiums all over the world. People want those cards all over the world now. So the sooner the better to have new cards. It's better. It's going to help the WWE. We can't wait too long without cards.
We definitely need cards. We need to continue the momentum. But like, if they're tied up in a legal battle, we might not see cards for another year or so.
Oh, that's terrible, Dan.
Which I think it's going to create a little bubble in the wrestling market, because I think people are going to get greedy and they're going to try to buy up whatever rare cards that they can find right now. They're going to try to flip.
Oh, you think so?
Oh yeah, they're going to try to flip them and this and that, and I think it's going to create a little bubble, which is not good. So we'll see what happens. But okay. Anything you want to add before we get to the comments here?
Yeah. So what are you going to do with your rare cards? You're going to hold on to them, diamond hands, like what?
Yesterday's price is not today's price. Is what I was saying on that. I'm joking. No, I'm keeping those.
I'll give you a third for them.
Yeah,
you paid.
I'm keeping those things, man, because that's it. That's her only logo cards now. And what is Topps going to come up with that is the equivalent of that? I don't know. I have no idea.
They didn't really do patches like Panini did.
Yeah, like what can they?
They were kind of lame, actually. They did like mats and things like that with the fully loaded chairs.
I mean,
they didn't really do the T-shirts or anything like that.
Okay, just going off of their track record of what they have. What can they make that's better than these logo cards right here? What can they do? Can they do a Transcendent Superfractor? Okay. Sure.
Transcendent needs to get into the patch auto.
Okay, so they do a Transcendent. It's not going to have a patch on it, right? Whether you think that is good or not, which I would argue.
They could end up making them, though. I feel like
I would argue that the Transcendent Superfractors are just as cool as these, but that's their best card. What else is there? So we'll have to kind of see with that. But anything else you want to talk about before we get into the comments real quick there? We're not going to go real long. We're not going to go a normal hour, guys, because it is the middle of the workday, and
you're not going to see anything like this, Prism, like the white sparkle, the Tiffany Stratton, your favorite lady.
Well, the golds,
yeah.
The golds on Topps Chromes are usually out of 50, right?
No, and these are out of 10. So
what are we gonna see in that 10 level? I don't even know, like a red refractor or something like that. I don't know. It just won't hit the same as a gold out of 10, But let's get to some of these comments here, and then while we're still processing anything.
Andrew, good evening. I guess for him it is. It's still a good day for us. A nice surprise. Back to live streams. Yeah, it's 3:30 out here, Andrew. I don't know what time it is for you. Mango, is this breaking news? Yes, it is. Breaking news. Read the ticker down below. Andrew, so this means WWE cards will just be licensed under Fanatics, correct? Anything else would be unlicensed.
Yeah, I mean, they don't really make too many types of wrestling cards. Leaf does,
yes.
But it's usually like legends, like they don't do any of the modern guys.
Well, Cody was the only one they had a license with.
Oh, did they? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty much it, And then,
but that was pretty much when he was going independent after he left WWE.
Yeah.
Andrew, can Panini make a contract with Tony Khan for AEW card distribution? Maybe when their contract's over with.
Upper Deck owns the license to AEW, and honestly, they would be a fool to give that up. Upper Deck, because they don't have much going on themselves, so they would be a fool to give that up unless Fanatics
hockey.
But Fanatics could outbid them, but I don't think they would do that because it would be kind of a conflict with WWE. I think so. I think that the AEW license could float around out there, but I don't see Upper Deck giving that up at all.
Roscoe's Collectibles, sad day for wrestling collectors. I mean, is it really sad day for wrestling collectors or just Panini?
I think it's sad. I'm sad.
Yeah.
I'm bummed out by this. Like, literally, I really love these products. I love Prism, Select, Immaculate. I love them all, Revolution, the inserts, the Kaboom, Blast. Like, we were so excited when they made this announcement that we were going to get, like, WWE Kabooms. That was, like, the big talk of the town and then everything like that. So I'm sad for that. And I'm also sad that we're not going to get Flawless or, the other cool products and brands that they had under their belt.
I'll be sad for people who don't get their redemptions back that they were hoping to get, like you said, Roman Reigns. That'll be the saddest.
I wouldn't be holding my breath, guys. I wouldn't be holding my breath.
Oh, boy.
Kenny
G, UFC follows suit. Probably, more than likely, that's the case, since we're the same company now. Yuri, or do you smell? You guys did great. Thank you, Yuri. Thanks for the donation, brother.
Hopefully you got your money's worth, Yuri.
We'll do it again. Andrew, what are your thoughts on Austin Theory potential? The WWE higher-ups like Vince McMahon and Triple H seem to be fans of his work. Dude, I was fans of him as soon as I saw him, even though when he was green when he entered the roster. But last year at WrestleMania, I saw the potential in him, and I started buying up his cards.
Yeah,
Dan, how about you?
He's got a potential to be a heel. He's got a potential.
Or even a baby face. I just think he has a good personality. Just he works well with others. Roscoe's Collectibles, Fanatics will take over right away. You think so?
Oh, is it? Do you think they'll take over right away? If they take over right away, we could see products sooner than later. I would say probably like maybe not this year, but maybe start of next year or the first.
Yeah. How do you get something to work right away, Dan?
Yeah.
In a legal suit.
So who knows? I mean, I'll be following this story very closely to kind of.
Yeah, we'll be talking about it probably every week on the show, won't we, Dan?
Because this is our wheelhouse, guys. The reason we're doing this breaking news live is
because it impacts us.
We are some of the biggest wrestling dealers and content creators in the mainstream space. You know what I mean? So this is definitely affecting us for sure.
Andrew, there are reports Vince McMahon might have to step down from WWE again due to ongoing scandal allegations. I think that, Andrew, that's already happened. I've already started seeing news pop up today, actually, prior to the Panini announcement. How do you say that, Dan? I know it's Vu.
Tanvu.
Tanvu? Yeah. Imagine WNBA pulling out. How embarrassing. Panini is getting body.
They can have them. I don't think anybody would care about that, to be honest.
Oh, Dan, that's awful. But still, he's just saying that happens. You're pretty much at the end of your boat there, right? Roscoe's Collectibles means there's only 2 black one-of-ones per wrestler and 20 true golds.
Yeah, very rare. So I think those will be very rare and sought after. I don't know about anything else, though.
John Flores, you think all printed WWE stuff like First Year Prism will go up? Probably the rare stuff.
I don't only select cards. The wax, I do not think is going to go up because the best cards have been pulled. So here's the thing about modern wax.
And what do you mean, like the best cards, like the one-of-ones?
Yeah, the chase cards. Basically. Okay. So here's the thing about wax. Modern wax is when it comes out, that's the highest price that you're going to get because people are chasing whatever the chase card is. When those cards get pulled, which they often do the first month, the wax immediately goes down in value. And we saw that with the Panini Prism, First Year Prism. It was like $1,000 when it came out the first week. And now it's gone down to like $250, something like that. So this news is not going to make that wax any more valuable. Believe me. Okay, because the card there might be like a couple chase cards that people are still looking for, but it's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna impact the value that much. I would not be spending my money on that. Go out and buy the singles if you really want them.
Andrew, Fanatics is going to take over the card market and probably the conventions too. Michael Rubin has lots of money and connections. Car shows will come like San Diego and New York City Comic Cons.
Fanatics is definitely savage.
I'm sure.
They're taking no prisoners right now. It's crazy.
Like we've mentioned, they may take over like the Burbank Card Show. They may take over the National. Who knows what's next? Frank Chong, the end of an era. It was a very short-lived era, but end of an era. Andrew, maybe Fanatics will put up real pieces of championship belts in their cards. I think Dan said that. Or of old titles if this has already happened. Disregard this comment. Yeah, Dan's already mentioned that could happen. Dimension Collectibles. Fanatics from the top rope to Panini. Yep. Frog Splash for sure. James, I love vintage wrestling cards. I have wrestling cards from I think 1988 he means 1955 or 1888. Maybe he is true because he's putting them in the chronological order. 1982, 85, and 87, and most are PSA graded.
Vintage wrestling cards are cool. I don't think that they're going to be the main stream cards that people collect yet until the modern cards become more prevalent. But vintage cards are definitely cool, especially the 1982 set.
Adrian, what's up, dude? CV Sports Cards. Is this live? Yes, it is, brother.
Yeah, we had to talk about it, Adrian. We had to go live and talk about this. So, okay, so we got to all the comments there. Thank you guys for joining us. Let's do our final thoughts here. Wrap this up here on this. Again, I'm bummed out. As a fan of the products, I'm bummed out. I thought Panini really put out some really great products for the wrestling card collectors out there. So I am bummed by the news. I'm not necessarily excited that Fanatics is taking it over and that we're going to get, I am happy that we'll get Transcendent back at some point, but it's still overshadowed by that fact that we're losing 2 years worth of product from Panini. I hope that, what I think is going to happen. I think that they're going to fight it, obviously, but I don't know if they're going to be able to release any new products. Maybe the next scheduled release will go out because of whatever reasons. It's probably already in the pipeline.
Already made, right?
But I don't think beyond the next maybe 1 or 2 releases that are scheduled, I don't think we're going to get anything else from that. And that's unfortunate for us. Merlin?
Yeah, it definitely was a short-lived honeymoon. I'm as shocked as when I heard about Sophie Turner and Joe Jonas breaking up, divorcing. I didn't see that happening. I didn't see this happening so soon. I thought they would, have a couple years together in the relationship, but wow, it was fast. Yeah, very much faster than I had expected. Yeah.
So, parting words: if there's any cards out there that you guys want, either try to get them now if they're at the same price.
I think so.
Yeah, try to get them now if they were at the same price they were the other day. If you see a huge spike, if you see people trying to double up on the price or whatever, just wait on that. It will settle out because there's going to be hype around this. But definitely go try to lock up those Grail cards that you want right now and appreciate the products while you still can. And then my message to Panini here is, man.
Wow.
I would say fight on, right? But I think at this point they might have to tap out. They might be done for the count. But if they have any fight left in them, guys, come on, please do something, okay? Do something. Go get it. Stop. You can't stop what's already happening, right? If like WWE didn't wake up yesterday and say, you know what, we're going to terminate the contract today. This was probably already in the works for several months. So whatever is happening, you can't stop it, okay? You can't stop it. Fanatics is too powerful. They are Goliath in this situation. Go out. So here's the thing. Go on the offensive. Go out, get some more licenses, right? Go get some really awesome licenses that you can show off to people, and it will reinvigorate excitement for the company and the products and things like that. Again, DC is out there. Maybe get a DC license, G.I. Joe, Transformers, whatever.
Hell, even make some of the boys, the show The Boys.
TV shows,
yeah,
music cards. Go get something. Just go get something because you look like a bitch right now, Panini. You look like a bitch.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so go do something, and then other than that, I hope you can fulfill the redemptions. If I was Panini, I would just give WWE and Fanatics a big, F you and release everything. Release everything at once. Whatever you have in the warehouse, release it, now out to the world. Okay, backdoor it if you have to. Just flood it out there. And
throw a bang.
Yeah, and then who knows what will happen next. But okay, that's it, guys. We're gonna end this here. We'll pick this up next week on Between Two Slabs.
Unless something else comes up.
Yeah. And then, but in the meantime, thanks for watching. And then we'll see you guys again.
Bye, guys.
Let me see. Let me cut this end scene here.